layers. What that means is that they have a process that may be slower, but is better able to work with hard materials that they can keep intact throughout the binder jet process, throughout the process of the green state and sintering and debinding and all that, and that leads ultimately to a much smoother part and much harder materials. Now, that kind of limitation of their technology has actually led to them specializing in tooling. And this is a wonderful thing because they don't have meetings with aerospace guys in the morning and orthopedics people in the afternoon. They just do tooling. They do tooling all the time. So tool steels are their business. They know inside and out the tooling business and the players in that business and what a tooling manager needs and things like. And also imagine, instead of trying to sell these guys a machine, which they would do eventually, they're just trying to sell you a tooling insert. So they can say, hey, we'll sell you one made in the USA tooling insert for you to try this out. So I just love their go-to-market so much. And now the company's raised a Series C round. Now, in this economy, difficult to raise money, and it's a good thing that they can raise money in this economy. And it's actually helped by the economy as well because this resilience, supply chain, reshoring, friendshoring thing has really led to a lot more interest in making tooling inserts, almost kind of a forgotten thing in the US. There's a lot more interest in making that in the United States of America. So, 20 million Series C, Schooner Capital led the round with Fine Structure Ventures, Foundation Capital, Corazon Capital, 11.2 Capital, and Build Collective all joining from previous rounds. Previously, the company had raised 25 million in a B round and 13 million from other rounds. So, love the team, love the technology, love the tight focus. And I really think this is a really good sign for our industry that we can have, that the right companies are managing to get the right money. Now, there's another story from tooling as well. This is an Austrian startup called NanoVoxel. Now, what are they doing? They've used UpNano. UpNano is a 2PP, 2-photon polymerization startup. They've used their 2PP process that can produce really finely detailed, really smooth, really accurate, good surface quality kind of parts. Now, what they've done is they've turned them into molds, and they then put them into a molding machine to rapidly make small or perhaps even large series of molds. So that means that they've kind of bridged the gap in a really important problem with this micro-nano type of kind of printing. Now, usually these printers can make really accurate parts, but the clients, which are defense, sensors, electronics, medical companies, often want really larger, much larger series, tens of thousands of parts, hundreds of thousands of parts. And they want them super accurate. They're willing to pay for them, so it's a good business. But, they're kind of lost for technologies, depending on their tolerances, depending on certain wall thicknesses, depending on what they need. So if this company, NanoVoxel, has a really good solution for just a certain type of part, it can be really great. Now, the other thing is, what makes this really wonderful is you can use the UpNano technology to make small series for prototyping, change them really very quickly. And when you're ready to go to the molding stage, only then do you have to make this mold, and then with a similar technology, a similar printing, similar file, you can then go to production. So this means that the entire process could be done essentially with the same technology, UpNano, and it can be done quite rapidly without having to change between design guidelines and things like that. So I think this is an absolutely wonderful kind of combination of this micro-molding and 2PP. It can be very valuable for UpNano and also NanoVoxel, this company that does this, if they do this correctly and if they were able to, output the right amount of parts at the right price. I think it's an absolutely fantastic value thing. And the other thing, this is a completely strange thing that this has not received wider attention. So personalized implants at point of care, like printing an implant, a metal titanium implant at point of care, is extremely difficult, extremely scary. Most people I talk to about doing this are very reticent to commit to this or say that this is actually something that is going to happen in the future even. Now, at the moment, the Mayo Clinic is looking at doing this. They've got a printer. They're trying it out for exigent kind of circumstances. The Veterans Administration is looking at personalized implants as well, and they have a printer as well. And HSS, which is an American New York-based hospital, a hospital for special surgery, is doing this together with Lima Corporate. So Lima Corporate, essentially in part of their building, produces lots and lots of implants for HSS, which chiefly makes, for example, they do a ton of TKA, like knee replacements or knee type of surgeries. So because they're immense volume and they're huge expertise in this, they can rely on Lehman Corporate, which is one of the pioneering orthopedic implant manufacturers, to then make these things for them. Now, other people have done this as a service for, low volume implants and kind of really customized implants, but usually together with hospitals or together with a device manufacturer. Now they want to do it in the hospital, and they're doing this in Thailand. So I think this is absolutely wonderful, because we usually think of the US-based or European-based companies bringing innovation. And now this is an example of a Thai hospital forging ahead into an extremely difficult area. We may very well see Thailand as becoming a center for personalized implants in a completely unexpected way, just because they're more agile. Now, what's going to happen here? There's a company called Meticuly, which you've probably never heard of. They provide essentially the total workflow from kind of file to planning to implant. They have gotten a clearance, 510K clearance for a titanium maxillofacial mesh implant. Now, I think that's what they're going to be using here, but that wasn't really specified. They had a cranioplasty, so a CMF implant, right? A mesh implant, CMF. And then previously they had another mesh implant for cranioplasty that also got 410 clearance. What they also have is a complete workflow, the QMS, everything has been cleared, and they're using that in the hospital. Meticuly was founded by Bunrat Langwantana. I'm sorry if you're Thai or a relative or a friend of this person. I'm going to massacre the name, I'm sorry. And then Chedha Punkriatsabur. And they were looking at this market, and we're saying that this workflow software to printer was something that they could really make one integrated solution for. And we see that there's other companies that are looking from DICOM to patient planning to polymer implants for use in surgery and stuff, but there's very few companies actually looking at doing the entire software and hardware workflow for this. So this makes them very, very unique. Now, what they've then come up with is the Vulcan Box, and Vulcan Box is a containerized manufacturing solution for producing these implants. And that, again, is another spectacular development. And coming from the same company that then is doing the software and all the workflow and doing all these clearances and all this stuff, that's absolutely stupendous. And right now is they've done over 1,700 cases already with just using their software and using their implant technology. And now they're going to do it at the hospital, the Siriraj Hospital, or Siriraj Hospital, which is Thailand's largest hospital. They're going to do it at the point of care using this containerized Vulcan Box solution. Now, I think this is absolutely fantastic. And I think, countries that are kind of very agile and very, very hungry for success, and countries that, also are, relying on medical technology to drive their economy and stuff like that, could very well, really take a lead in certain areas over the U.S. So, that's a bit of surprising news, I think. But, wonderful, I think, for all of us. So, this was another